Right, Palmer's reaction and tournament update. Video ready to go. What are you doing?
Reading Alex Ferguson's autobiography.
Right, why?
Well, let me read you something. Yeah, I could never call myself an expert, but I'm not bad. I know my good years and my good wines. I can taste wine and recognise some of its properties. I like wine. Red, mainly.
Here we are back again for another tournament update. We're going to be reacting to the fact that Palmer's FC are now the 7th team in the FanLeague Cup. Huge news. We're also going to be updating you on all the bits of the tournament and the fact that Flav is trying to throw his hat into the ring to be manager of Ball Street FC.
Well, I'm not,
but first,
not throwing it in the ring, am I? I mean, the hat's not. There is no ring. The hat's on my head. The manager's hat. Magic. Next day, I ran it past Mike Feeden.
First things first, it's very important that we have decent players in the Ball Street team. We want to win this tournament, we want to be the first champions of YouTube, so we're doing a trial. We're doing it very, very soon. If you want to be a part of that trial, you want to know the information of when it's going to take place and give yourself a chance of playing for Ball Street, you've got to do two things. Subscribe to Ball Street and register to FanLeague, and then you'll get an email very, very soon telling you all the information.
The link is in the description below. Make sure you click it, find that information and come and play with Ball Street FC.
So when it comes down to the trials itself, so we're playing a game against Thames Ironworks Community Football Club, which is set up by West Ham Fan TV.
Yep.
So we're going to be playing a game against them, which should be good, and they'll be showing that game, which would be really cool. But how are we going to pick these players? We've got 3 spots. Are we going to go straight down the line, or are we going to try something different?
I think we can make it a little bit more exciting than that, surely.
Well, so here we go. You guys decide this one for us. We've got 2 ways of doing it. One, we play the game, and we choose 3 players. Or we pick 2 players, the 2 best players go straight into the squad, and then for the last one, we'll do something a little bit different. So we pick 2 players who've done really well in the tournament, and then they can do one of 3 things, okay?
So it's like a playoff?
So it's almost like a playoff, exactly. So it could be a crossbar challenge, it could be one-on-one penalties, or it could be just normal penalty shootout, and they will go up against each other. So do you want that, one of those 3, which we'll put in the poll card because we've got 4 options, or do you want just normal, just pick 3 players? If it was me, I think I'd have the 2 best players and they go straight in, and then I'd have a bit of fun. We'd do a one-on-one penalty shootout with the other 2. But that's just my opinion. Let us know yours by voting in the poll cards. Do it now. A few results on the polls that we've put on the other updates. Check out all the other updates because we're putting in these polls, which allows you to decide what we do in this tournament because we want to bring you along for the ride. So a couple that we have done, and you can still vote. In terms of camera angles, we offered you a chance to decide between a dugout cam, ref cam, or a crossbar cam. Dugout cam was the winner.
I mean, it's got to be in it. It's just a lot of drama happens in the dugouts.
And I tell you what, it's going to be really good. One for the games that you're going to see, but also for our reaction show. So we're going to do a reaction show which will go out at the same time as the games themselves. And in that,
match of the day.
Like match of the day, but we'll be showing you the best bits, the funny bits, and the analysis as well. But dugout cam, we're going to be showing the best bits of that as well. So if you haven't subscribed, that's another reason to subscribe because we can dig out people in the dugout.
It's going to be a lot of fun. In a knockout competition, you also have to find a winner in the event of a draw. So we asked you what would be the best way to work that out. So we had a crossbar challenge, a penalty shootout, and a one-on-one shootout, and the winner was, well, 53% traditional penalty shootout.
Old school, old school. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm quite happy with that. There's nothing more tense than a penalty shootout.
It is. It's tough. It's hard being in them. You see people who are very good at football absolutely spoon penalties all over the place. Roberto Baggio, 94.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah, it creates wobbles, which I quite like. And I feel a bit sad for the one-on-one shootout. 42%. Yeah. Crossbar challenge you don't seem to be too keen on. 4%. 4%. But yeah, penalty shootout is. The big news, and probably the reason why you clicked on this video today, is the fact that Palmer's FC have stepped forward. Dan Cutting, he did call them out. Yeah. We kind of backhandedly called them out ourselves. Yeah. You called them out, and they have answered that call. There's been a few people talking.
I think if this is going to work, there's one team that I think have to be involved. My good friend Smiv from Palmer's FC.
Dan Cutting's Freestylers FC.
Alright, six.
They called out, he called out Palmer's FC, but they've gone quiet, so we haven't heard from Palmer's FC.
Oh, we're waiting to see, yeah?
Smiv does not shirk from a challenge.
He is a beautiful man with a great heart and great soul, and although he doesn't play in the games, he makes those decisions, and he's made that decision, and they're stepping forward.
They're a good team.
We're not hiding. I'm not hiding at all. I've just been a little bit busy. I've been doing the dishes. But seriously though, Ball Street, how are you going to have a YouTube football tournament without the original YouTube football team?
I'll tell you what, actually Palmer's getting involved actually makes this properly legitimate. We've got, you know, there are big audiences out there and they're big teams, you know, Creators FC, all of them can play football in their own right, but Palmer's have been together for so long. you know, Freestyle is a great team, but Palmers are a legitimate football team, a legitimate football club.
Can we wipe the floor with every single team in it? To be fair, that latter question is probably for my players, and they'll do the talking on the pitch, I hope, and not on Twitter, because that's got us into trouble in the past.
They've put their balls out, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have, because you would expect them to win it, and if they don't, it's like, well, you know, how good are Palmers FC?
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. What they have done, which probably a mistake, Smiv, was Smiv taught us everything he knows, didn't he?
Yeah,
he gave us a masterclass.
What we're going to do now is some common phrases in football. We're going to go through these. You're going to recite them. Right, guys? Flav? It's still 0-0, boys. It's still 0-0, boys. When you go 1-0 down, it's still 0-0.
Sorry. So hang on. So even if it's 1-0,
it's 0-0.
On aggregate? Is this...
No, not on aggregate.
Does the ref
not
know,
on away
though?
goals. The ref does. No. Okay.
So
right, boys. There's an official.
To tell him
there's an official score, but mentally it's still 0-0. Okay. Next up is away.
Away.
Okay. Not where you are from home or away. It's not that.
If it's away, is it when it's
lift?
like a derby then? Is it local? They're playing the
It doesn't matter.
So you don't have to travel.
We're talking a football pitch, a neutral one. It doesn't matter if you're home or away. 3, 2, 1.
Away. Cheers, Smiv.
Little update on the management situation. If you haven't seen the last video, the reaction to Arsenal Fan TV, then you need to watch it simply for this little rant from Chris Pajak.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? What kind of backwards football club and YouTube channel is this?
Also in that video, you put, you know,
this is my announcement video, isn't it?
It was your announcement video, really, wasn't it? Not Arsenal Fan TV.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe we do have a manager. Maybe it's me. So are you going to announce me as the new Bull Street manager?
Well, not yet. So the poll's still going. The poll is on the Arsenal Fan TV reaction video. Should Flav be the manager of Bull Street FC? I see you've been reading up on Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, this is my boy.
Yeah.
He gave me a bell earlier when
didn't give you a bell.
No, of course he didn't.
It's all good and well you saying, yeah, I want to be manager, but these guys need to make a decision. You need information to make that decision. So what I've done is done a bit of digging. I found a quiz online which you answer some questions, it tells you what kind of Premier League manager you would be, what kind of style.
No worries.
So I think you should do it.
Yeah, all right, no worries.
All right, big boy, off you go.
There we go. Your star player refuses to sign a new deal and only has a year left in his existing contract. Do you sell him now or leave him for a free in a year's time? I mean, what kind of tin pot club lets a player run down to his last year of a contract? Absolutely not. Sell him immediately. Your team are unhappy with your treatment of a player. Do you stamp your authority or agree to treat him better? You stamp your authority. I mean, who are these little mugs telling me what I should and shouldn't do with my squad? Yeah. These aren't people, they're players.
Yeah, pawns in your game.
They're pawns in my game. Stamp my authority. A player plays badly. Do you fine him, have a word, or leave him be? You have a word, you put an arm around him, you don't fine him. What kind of psychopathic manager fines someone for having a bad game? One bad game, ridiculous.
What if you can get a cut on that fine?
No, I mean, have a word.
All right.
What kind of cut we taking? You're winless in 5, your tactics were working earlier in the season. Do you stick to what you know or chop and change? You stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Your plan A is always your best plan.
Right.
Don't change, ever.
What if plan C might be better?
No plan C, no plan B, plan A. A useful fringe player is unhappy with his first team opportunities. Do you give him a place in the squad or tell him to prove himself? Look, I don't care how good his fringe is. He ain't got a place in my first team because he's a nice, what?
I don't think that's what they meant.
Fringe player.
Carry on.
What does that mean?
Carry on.
Issue a challenge. He's not in my first team for a reason. Don't like fringes.
Right, here we go. Calculating. What kind of manager is Flav?
I'll tell you that. I am Antonio Conte, Premier League winner.
You know, flexibility is the best approach and your players love you for it. They won't expect an easy ride though. You put your trust in a core group and expect them to do the business.
Yes, I do. Core group of players, the best players, one plan A, win that tournament for me.
That's lovely. So there's apparently, I mean, it's science. That's the style of Flav, the Antonio Conte of the FanLeague Cup. Has that persuaded you to allow Flav the reins of Bull Street FC? Go over to that Arsenal Fan TV video, the announcement video, and vote. The poll is there for you. Also, if you want to say anything on Twitter, use the hashtag FanLeague Cup.
Is it really up to them?
Yeah, it's up to them. So that's your update. If you didn't need reminding, Ball Street is the home of this entire tournament. We're going to be doing a wicked reaction show once the games start. We're also going to be doing a draw very, very soon. So you'll find out who the different teams have got. If you want to find out who they've got, then you need to be subscribed to Ball Street so that you don't miss out. We'll see you next time for another update.